Welcome to Chester Buckley's Comic Strip World, starring Chester Buckley, founder of New England Feature Syndicate and creator of comic books and comic strips soon to be seen all over the world, in magazines like Disney Adventures. Check it out at a store near you.
Hello, I'm Chester Buckley, and I'm a cartoonist. You know those people who create those comics that you read every day in the newspaper and at the comic book stores around the country, those comic books? Well, I create those things, and this is my show, Chester Buckley's Comic Strip World. And we're going to talk a little about comic books and how they're produced and comic strips. You know, comics are a big business, and this is my first publication, Prince Lightning, right here. And if you would like to get a copy of this comic book, and they're selling like crazy, just write Chester Buckley, P.O. Box 226, Kittery, Maine, 03904. Prince Lightning, a destroyer of terrorists. It's a great story, and he's a magnificent character, and just wait until you get into the story. You'll love it. And these are right here are the Prince Lightning daily comic strips. You know, this is Chester Buckley's Comic Strip World, and what we'll be talking about are just how comic strips are created. And you read them in the newspaper, but you're not aware of the problems that are involved in getting these things off the ground. And but that's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Prince Lightning and how he destroys terrorists and battles criminals. And these are the daily strips that you see here. For example, this robot is the protector of all mankind. The first frame here. He's spinning his lightning bolts. This gives him added energy. And he says Prince Lightning can spin his very powerful lightning batons when he stands on a glacier called Mount Krakatoa. And you see his eagle eyes here. This is what makes him so popular, those gigantic eyes that are so familiar with my comics. Well, you have seen the daily comic strips. Now let's take a look at the Sunday editions. We hope that you will be seeing them in your daily and Sunday newspaper very soon. Here, Prince Lightning, the robot, is carrying Melody Jones, his girlfriend, and his heart is going ba-dump, ba-dump. That's a robotic heart. And without that heart, he doesn't get too many places. So these are the Sundays for Prince Lightning. Now let's take a look at another feature, Cotton Candy, which tells about me, Chester, this character right here, when I was a little child, and Teresa and Q-Tip and Salem. These are all characters in Cotton Candy, and these are Sunday pages. And he says here that he's two of a kind, that we're two of a kind, Teresa. She says, "Oh, is your name Teresa too?" That's just something that would be on the Sundays for Cotton Candy. And it deals with all of my experiences growing up in Kittery and the experiences that I had, which are humorous. So Cotton Candy, Prince Lightning, two big features that you'll be sure to enjoy. And those are just some of the things that we'll be talking about more in depth as we go along. Now, right here is a daily comic strip for Cotton Candy. And it features me, Chester, and Clancy, a little boy who wears sheets over his head so no one can know what he looks like. And this particular strip says, "Clancy, I'll draw your portrait if you pull that crazy sheet off." He says, "Sorry, Chet, you know I'm never seen in public without these sheets." And that deals with Clancy and his fear of people. And another character from Cotton Candy named Saturday Night. He plays the trumpet, and in this particular daily comic strip, he is telling Q-Tip, "I really know how to play the trumpet, don't you agree?" She says, "Sure, Saturday Night, you're a regular Satchmo," and we all know Satchmo is the name for Louis Armstrong. But, you know, what we're going to do is show you just how a comic strip is produced, and we'll be getting into that right after this commercial.